Okay, so we got the responses back from our Chewing the Fat survey for the new version of rules, which is going off SharePoint and into GitHub. We got 45 responses, as you can see. And if you can scroll down to question number 2, we will see that regarding editing, which WYSIWYG editor, it appeared that most people did want a proper editor and not just to edit in plain Markdown. And when we looked at those answers, all the knowledge workers really needed that. So obviously the ones that answered in orange, they were devs, okay? Now there's two that were mentioned, TinyCMS and another one, Netlify. Can you just pull over that? Have you got the page, Christian, Netlify? No? It doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, beautiful, open that. So that's the other alternative. Matt Wicks and Greg brought that one up in the comments, so that was pretty cool. So we'll definitely look at that, and that seems pretty important. Let's go to number 3. Interrupt me if you guys want to comment. Number 3, we're planning on using Markdown. Is everyone happy? It appeared that everyone was happy, and the 2 that said not great were non-devs, so that's okay. So move to number 4. Should we be implementing rules exactly the same? Pretty much everyone said yes, except for some non-devs. So I think that one was cool as well. Number 5, the directory structure. Well, this was an interesting one. Almost everyone said that, well, you can see the first 11 actually said the 2 levels aren't good enough. You know, having rules in a category, you know, a management level, and then a category of rules to successful projects, for example. Should this be changed? They said yes, but didn't tell us why, so I'm not sure if they were just defaulting to yes. And then most of the devs said no, it's no, which means the current structure is fine. We got one answer from Matt Wicks, which said, actually, every rule should be in its own folder. Initially, we weren't sure if he was being serious, but upon discussion, we realized, yes, each rule should be in its own folder and should have all its own assets. So although he was an outlier, that is the way we should go, I think, and that's consistent with people. Christian, just go to people and just show how each person is in a, has got its own folder, and then if you go into a person, all the assets and images and different things are stuck in there. So that makes total sense, and we'll go with Matt's direction, and that was a big win.
Yeah, on this one, there was another consideration. The main reason we were asking this question was to figure out if having all the rules, whether they're in their own folder or not, in the same page and having to scroll through 3,000 rules was a problem or not. But as William pointed out, it doesn't matter if we have the UI for rules that caters for that for us. And you click a link to it, the rule links to the folder containing the rules and its assets, then it doesn't matter if they all sit at the same level. So I sort of changed my mind from folder per category to that.
There was one comment from Tiago who said put all the archived rules, which are kind of like ZZ rules, in its own folder, and that has something of use. We won't do that initially, but we'll keep considering that one. Number 7. So the rule ordering, okay. Remind me of this one.
So basically the idea of this one, this is the one we recorded the video for with Callum. And so that's ordering 2 options really, either an index file that sorted the ordering for us, or having the order in each and every single rule. Everybody pretty much agrees on having an index, which is
what you said in the video.
What we sort of expected.
Okay, excellent. All right. All right. So I don't know. Were there any good comments in there, Christian, for number 8?
For number 8, it was mostly the use of labels and tags, such as Scrum and email tags. to find those rules.
Okay, cool. Number 9, this is a hairy one. This is the related rules, and whether we put the reference to the rules that it relates to in the Markdown file. William said a graph database might be nice, and I think that that would certainly be nice because it gives us a lot of flexibility. It would be really nice to have the ability that if a developer went to a customer and started speaking about, hey, these Angular rules you must follow and these DevOps rules you must follow, and then created a folder called, say, sswrules.com/Northwind, and tagged all those and put them in a specific order and then sent them off that link would be really nice, and that would work with a graph database much easier than trying to do that in pure GitHub. But we think that we will just put them in GitHub for the time being, and then get the migration done, and then maybe move all the related rules to a separate graph database and do a migration. So that seems to be the way. I'm not convinced of that way. I would go for the graph database myself first, but I think we've all talked, and that's going to be the easiest way to get these things into GitHub quickly. All right. So next one. Were there any good comments there, Christian?
Mainly the use of tags got raised again.
Okay. All right. So number 11, the internal rules. So what should we do with those? Most people said put a separate GitHub repository for that type of stuff, which makes sense to me. The people that said store them somewhere else, especially store them somewhere else, Sugar Learning, I would say is the incorrect answer. Yeah, it would be better if you said store them somewhere else on the intranet, because either we have a document that is public in the rules, or we have a document that is private and that goes on the intranet, and Sugar Learning points to either resource. It shouldn't have original content. I'm aware it does have some, but we should be over time trying to get rid of as much of that onto the intranet or onto the rules as possible. So number 12. Yes, most people like that task. 4 is okay. It's not considering how technical it was, and a lot of people wouldn't have enjoyed that, especially the non-technical people. So that was, I think, it was a good response. Anything else to call on?
Yeah, we're pretty happy with the outcome of this form. We had very good engagement, I think, over that. People actually thought about their response. We had a lot of comments when the things what we were expecting comments. Pretty much everybody went in the direction we expected, so no brand new ideas except for the use of a graph database coming from William, and storing each role in a dedicated folder from Matt Wicks. But it was good to see everyone happy to move forward with Rule V2, so we can't wait to release that.
Awesome.